Congressman Patrick McHenry. He's the ranking member of the House Financial Services Committee. So what will you look at? Will you look at the ability to short 140% of the outstanding shares, or will you look at the Reddit mob, if you will, that decides to squeeze the shorts and act in a concerted way to drive the stock higher? What's more important, Congressman?
Well, I think first we have to ensure that existing laws were adhered to. And then the second question is what antiquated regulations or laws would need to be looked at that perhaps enhanced this event. And so in particular, what I'm thinking is about the use of technology, the broad innovation, the democratization of capital that we've seen in our heavily regulated industries of financial services. This broad desire of average everyday investors to get access to more sophisticated, more interesting products. And it appears to me that these investors were pretty sophisticated in their action. And so I want to look at those antiquated rules like the accredited investor standard and other things along those lines to ensure that we're not cutting people off from additional access to markets and therefore leaving them to activities like we've seen with GameStop and a few other tradable securities.
You can always make the case that trying to drive a company out of business is untoward and nasty and shouldn't be done. I mean, there are some people that think stocks get overvalued for whatever reason, and you know, obviously there's a long side and a short side to everything. I'm just wondering if the Reddit, WSB, if the website, or WB, whatever it is, if it went after a company the other way, let's say there's a company that all these guys and gals decided that they didn't like, and they did a concerted short attack on a company. Is that democratizing the markets too? Would that be viewed the same way? Because they're able to say in this case that these nasty hedge fund guys were trying to destroy an American company and we're just trying to buy it and, you know, make it viable. What if they went the other way?
Well, look, if it's a pump and dump or market manipulation event, yeah, but I mean, if in essence you see movement regardless of the direction, we have existing laws about that. Right? Okay. We have existing laws about that. And
how do they apply to this with the intersection of social media and chat rooms and all acting in concert to do this?
Well, look, I mean, it's like saying that the fax machine, the telephone, Twitter, Facebook, that we were going to ban these technologies so that people can't have this type of communication. You can't put technology back in the box. Innovation's here. We have to embrace it. We have to broaden access to our markets. We have to broaden access to our financial products. We have to speed the pace of settlement, a number of things like that, so we can meet the real-time needs of average everyday people. What I'm seeing here is this larger case, which is average everyday investors are cut off from the access that insiders like C-suite members of companies and hedge funds and private equity naturally get. And that accredited investor standard has bifurcated our markets into a highly prosperous lot and then the rest. And so let's fix that problem so you can actually have these capital flows go to the useful and best place. Final thing I'll say here, Joe, is that people should not invest money that they can't afford to lose. I think that's very, very important. Buyer beware here. We're not sure how this thing ends. But what we need to know, what we need to respect, though, is that these are people that are making decisions with their own money. And as a government official, I should be telling them how to do that.
All right, Congressman, I just wonder, bipartisan, what it's like, because your views are certainly different than some of the views I'm reading from the other side of the aisle. And as usual, I don't know where, you know, what the two sides can agree on. But obviously, the market's got to stay free and open, and we all want that, Congressman. Thank you.
Absolutely. But everybody's seeing what they want out of this thing, sadly.
Markets have to live free or die, Patrick McHenry, right?
Proudly.
Right. Okay.